You might have heard that we announced a pretty bold 12-month, $2 million campaign to do 4 things. Increase climate literacy, turn up the volume on communities of color in the climate conversation, connect everyday people with the resources they need to survive and thrive, and highlight frontline climate justice crusaders of color throughout this year. KBLA Talk 1580 will be bringing you insightful interviews on all of our shows to help raise your climate IQ. Each quarter this year, we will also be hosting free climate events in various communities throughout the city with food, fun, and forward-thinking conversations. Thanks to partners like LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, the Sierra Club, the California Community Foundation, the California Endowment, AQMD, MWD, and more. You'll also be hearing more about a couple of national town halls broadcasting live from Los Angeles, to which you will be invited. And we'll be rolling out a robust social media campaign on all our platforms, as well as an outdoor media campaign, all designed to educate, enlighten, and empower you in our fight for climate justice.
We want cleaner air.
Caring about the community means caring about the climate. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that we really can change the world. If we care enough. 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 If we care enough.
First things first.
First things first, it's the DU General, Money B. I'ma put you up on the schedule, 6 to 9, 8 weekdays, not 2 and 7. Let's go. We got a lot to talk about, so much to pedal through. Unapologetically progressive. Tune to KBLA 1580 to get the mess. We're your ancestors' favorite radio station. First black on talk radio, left side of the nation. Me and Dominique DiPrima go way back. Tag smiling, making sure the station stays black. Discussing all the issues in our community. We're hosted black and brown and others find unity. So let's talk about it. Maybe we can improve it. Digital underground, always down with the movement. So we tune in. The first things first with the queen of Black Talk Radio, Dominique DiPrima. Go sis.
First things first.
KBLA Talk 1580. Good morning. God bless. Happy Friday. Woo! I'm Dominique DiPrima. The show is called First Things First. And my first thing today and every day, giving thanks, giving praises, and asking for blessings from God, asking for the blessings of the ancestors, the elders, the community. And let's go. We got a lot to talk about. It's a happy Friday around here, I believe. Okay, so if you're new or if you forgot, this is what we do usually. The first hour, we focus on the left coast. Hour 2, we go national, international, and beyond. Third hour, we do a deep dive. It's Friday, so we flip the script. Fridays, Freedman Fridays. We talk reparations. It's meant to be a comprehensive conversation. All comers, all factions, many different organizations invited into the convo today. We will be talking with Tandasiwe Chimarenga. She wrote a book about reparations back in 2015, saying the time was not right yet. Not an anti-reparations book, but just about strategy. So we'll see what she thinks in 2024. I almost said 2025, but we're not there yet. And we will be hearing from Congressman Adam Schiff, who is seeking your vote for U.S. Senator. He'll be joining us for a time in the final hour of the show. And you're welcome to call in, especially right now, but anytime, 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. It's a great Friday because my girl, yes, she's an activist. She's done a lot of work in the labor space. And she is an official KBLA correspondent. Sherri Bell, hi.
What's up, Dominique? And hello, KBLA listeners. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, indeed. Because everything's kind of flipped around from the election and everything. the national, local, all those categories, they don't always, they might not be applying today. I think what I'm saying, Sherri, is that we should talk about whatever the heck we want.
Right. Everything's a blur. Local is talking about national. National is talking about local. If you look at their news, so it's all crossing over today.
Yeah. Did you see any of Fani Willis's?
Oh, man. It's so hard to watch.
Yeah.
It is so hard. I mean, she's trying to hold her own. The gentleman, Nathan, he's trying to hold his own, but they are just really delving into all of their personal business.
Yeah.
And it's just like the question is, there's a lot of questions. It's like, why hasn't she recused herself from the case? Some people look at her remaining on the case to be selfish, making it about her. And like, if she believes that if the case should, move forward in the best light, she should remove herself. And then some people, and some might think, well, she worked hard to put the case together, has been doing a good job. But it's just very difficult to watch.
Yeah. No, I think I think it was really tough to watch. Are you mad at her? I mean, I kind of feel like I have mixed feelings because I feel like you're right. She has become a distraction, which gives Donald Trump a bit of a pass, right? Yesterday was a great day for him. But on the other hand, I do feel like, there's always this targeting of black women in power, and friends have said to me, well, that means she should know that she has to be perfect because they're going to look, into every single thing you do. It does feel like they're taking down black women leaders in this country right now. But she obviously opened herself up. One of my friends said, when you're working on a sensitive case like that, I mean, you're prosecuting probably the most famous person in the world. No new D.
Right. I mean, that's true too.
No new D when you're because you don't know. Go have sex with your ex or something.
Right, but not only that, I think it's the trips. It's like she was responsible for him earning like $600K, and then they went on trips together, so it looked like she's benefiting from. I mean, if you really want to get in the weeds, but
to me that's dumb. I mean, and I'm not an attorney, so I don't know all the little intricacies of conflict of interest. But how does that impact Donald Trump?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you were over here, having your little fun.
Right.
I mean, it's a stretch to say that, to me, he had a job before. It's not like he's a top prosecutor. It's not like, a top attorney. It's not like he's some broke dude. So he could have taken her on those trips anyway, but she says she paid for it. She said nobody ain't done covered her expenses fully since her daddy.
Right.
I love that line.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's true. And the thing is, I'm not 100% sure how what she did is illegal in Georgia or federally. I know that there's ethic guidelines that.
Well, they say conflict of interest. I don't think anyone said it's a crime. They're saying it's a conflict of interest, which undermines the confidence in a fair trial. But how does who I'm sleeping with affect Donald Trump trying to steal an election? Apples, oranges.
Time out. Okay, first of all, yes, I do believe because she's a black woman, the way they're approaching her, it is reflective of her being a black woman. But hold the phone. This is the hypocrisy, and I appreciate platforms like this calling out hypocrisy. What about Clarence Thomas's wife?
Yeah.
Clarence Thomas has not recused himself or this situation with his wife being involved. He's have huge conflicts of interest ever since
that actually have bearing on the case, right?
Yes.
Because she was over there. She was participating in that attempted coup, and now he gets to rule on, Trump's immunity for his actions in that case, for example. It's a great point.
That is like major conflict. Nobody's questioning him. Nobody's grilling him on the hot seat.
It just made me laugh. I'm thinking, what if Clarence Thomas had a black wife? Would it go down differently? I don't know.
Oh, heck yeah. She probably would have been in jail with the rest of them.
In jail with the rest of the January 6th folks. Yeah, well, food for thought. We got Kwamel on the phone calling us from Gardena. I love it. You got in early today, Kwamel. Welcome.
I'm saying I was trying to find like just the right hour because I got lots of smoke.
Okay, bring it. We want that smoke today. Bring the smoke.
I'm saying it's like I'm one of them shops on Sloss and just I've got everything you need. So first off, Mr. Prima and Sherri. Oh, this is the perfect hour because, girl, I just love that voice of yours. I'm like, oh yeah.
He's talking to you.
Thank you, Kwame.
Yeah, remind me of Aquanet on 92.3 The Beat, played by the late Yvette Wilson. It's okay to be nosy, but we're gonna talk trash right now. So first off, Mr. Prima, I'm very mad. No, Sherri is lovely, and Lady Yvette Wilson was lovely too. But still, why is it at Pan African Film Festival that fabulous Dominique Baraka movie that I was hungry to see? First off, it's sold out today, but tomorrow it's right. Yes, and tomorrow. It's playing at the exact same time that the Pan African Film Festival Spoken Word Showcase is happening. I have a movie about a poet.
That doesn't even make sense,
movie about
does
a
it?
Poet. It's the dumbest thing. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Okay, that's an exaggeration, but still, how you have a movie about a poet, all the spoken word people love, right against the spoken word show?
Yeah. Well,
it's 6:30.
You know what? I will talk to Babu. Maybe there's a way we can do a special encore screening. Maybe. I didn't know tonight was sold out. That's great though, because it's a benefit for Black Lives Matter grassroots. And then tomorrow is a special presentation by Cal State LA. So that should be packed with young people, which should be glorious. Kwamel's talking about this film about my father, which the festival was kind enough to let me see in advance. And it's definitely worth seeing, although it's, limited in its perspective. Let me put it that way. But I'll be there tonight to talk about it with the director after the show.
That's so good. Who knew all this awesome stuff was going on right down the street? I mean, I know they have the film festival every year, but that's so amazing. Like for you, who's so closely related to who the film is about, and to be there to offer and be there live to talk to people. That is such a treat for people.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a nice thing to say. And I'm sorry, Kwamel, and you're right, it doesn't make sense. Maybe we can do something special. I don't know. It'd be fun to do something special, but, maybe, I don't know. I would need to have all the movies about having a Miri Baraka Film Festival and get all the kids to weigh in, because we got thoughts, Kwamel. But go ahead. I know you got a list.
I'm saying though. Now, Sherri, I especially want your fabulous opinion on this one. Because things been getting on my nerves, especially online lately. I asked a question on Facebook and it went nowhere. I guess the algorithm decided they'd rather have people talk about Usher in the Super Bowl. But it just seems to me that a lot of folks, a lot of our people are just kind of prone to want Trump back. They kind of promote a lot of Trump inevitability in the news, and a lot of our folks seem to just like that. They're like, oh, I really Trump back to buy. It's like this kind of lazy, knee-jerk take that a lot of folks have. So I want to see if you two have been observing the same thing. I'm going to ask it like this, and now I'll take the comments off there because it is getting ready for work time. So is it that our people are actively pursuing right-wing worldviews as they, talk about everything being satanic and demonic and gay and all this other stuff? They just kind of call everything these things out of nowhere. Or is it that they just really have a penchant for punching down, for conspiracies and for punching down on groups they don't like?
Right.
And I got a whole hour, so I'll go ahead and take the comments off the air. I thank you for your time. And Sherri, I love you regardless.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think it's a small percentage of people. I think the small group of black folk that I want Trump back, even in regular everyday folk and entertainment folks that have that kind of desire to have Trump back. It's a very small few percent of us, and a lot of it is done in a joking way. Most people are not serious about having Trump back, about telling black people what do you got to lose, all the condescending things and the way he feels about us. Some people are just in their feelings about inflation right now, and figured during the pandemic there were a lot of economic opportunities available to them, not really taking into account Trump himself and how he tried to prosecute the Central Park Five and all the other racist rhetoric and actions that he's taken towards black people over the years. So I do feel that it's a small group of folks who feel that way, but I think the majority people know that Trump is not the best politician that will act in their best interest. But it is kind of silly, and it's our job as people who hear stuff like that. If we know people that feel that way, we just gotta counteract those stupid narratives that is being like proliferating online.
Yeah, I think that what you just said right there is key. Online. I think it's very online, that conversation, although I have had it with some people in real life that are getting caught up in that. And I wonder, I think you're right. I think it's a small but loud group. And I wonder what they're going, if they're even going to vote.
Right.
Because a lot of them people don't even vote. And two, if they do vote, what are they going to really do when they get inside the booth? Like a lot of people like to talk smack, but we'll see. 800-920-1580. That's the number Kwamel called. You can do the same. Love, love, love to hear from you. Or you can jump on YouTube. Go to KBLA 1580. Get in that chat. I like to get conversations, comments from there. Y'all know I be in there. Checking in with you for those who are too shy or at work and can't call. 800-920-1580, though, if you want to get on the phone. We are unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do Black history every single day. In fact, as the only Black talk radio station west of the Mississippi, we are Black history. Our annual Black History Month luncheon is fast approaching, and we want to be sure to give you ample time to get your company, organization, church, or group to join us at this year's celebration on the last day of the month, Thursday, February 29th at noon. Last year, we honored iconic local Black media personalities, including Pat Harvey, Jim Hill, Mark Brown, Beverly White, Sandy Banks, and Pat Prescott, and raised $20,000 in scholarships. This year, we're honoring Black Hollywood creatives who have used their artistic genius as climate justice champions. At this year's luncheon, we will be showcasing and sharing their inspiring work on our big screen. Plus, a scrumptious meal, live music, great company, and lots of fun with your favorite KBLA Talk 1580 hosts. So contact us today at info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. That's info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. We hope to see you Thursday, February 29th as we close out Black History Month. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Roll Charmin ultra strong when you drop in the beat. It cleans with way less effort on your seat. Yeah, roll it, drop it. Yeah, roll it, drop it. Charmin flows extra strong from the road. Your butt hella clean while you're sitting on the bowl. Yeah, it's all you need for that bathroom groove. Get you in and out without nothing to prove.
Charmin Ultra Strong cleans better so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right now.
Right now, Dominique DiPrima and Sherri Bell, and you're getting love in the chat, love on the air. I love that. Sherri Bell, Jeff M says Sherri always shows up, stands on business, and so pretty, and respect. And all that. So, yes, we love Sherri Bell. That's why she's here as a regular contributor.
Thank y'all, man.
Not just because you're very pretty, which you are, but because you got a great brain and you a great analysis, and you take no bull.
Well, I appreciate it, Dominique. I mean, living in South Central all your life, you learn a couple things.
Yeah. But people can live anywhere and not learn anything if they don't pay attention. You engage, you show up, you go to the protests, you're not afraid to speak out. I love that. I had someone asked me one time online if, there's all these, no, it was on the air. If there's all these women coming now to KBLA, do you feel threatened? And I'm like, are y'all asking that to Tavis? Because I don't feel threatened.
Right.
I love it. I mean, I think the sisterhood is real. In fact, I have rolled out the red carpet. I've actually been given the task of recruiting some of these folks.
Right, exactly.
Which I happily did. Robin Ayers, is someone I brought to the station. You and Areva Martin and Dr. Sunshine. And I mean, I could go on. I can't remember all. Angela Reddick Wright. These are all women that are my friends that I brought to this radio station. And I'm happy that they're here. I'm happy we have so many strong women voices, who are really doing the doggone thing.
Man, thank you, Dominique. You're awesome, and you just open so many doors on your platform for voices to be heard. And they probably wouldn't ask a man that question.
Yeah, I don't think they would. Hey, Miles, are you feeling threatened by all these dudes that work at KBLA now? Imagine that, because that's the default.
Right.
But see, I'm a person that believes my blessings have my name on them. If it's for me, you can't get it, and if it's not for me, I can't get it. So why would I be worried about you? I'm actually, if it was up to me, Sherri would be on every day.
Man,
she would have her own show.
I feel like I'm going to church this morning.
Amen. Can I get an amen? Yes, indeed. Kwamel says he wishes that he could believe these Trump people weren't serious, but he says, but it does seem like many of us are simply unserious about voting, thinking it's just the presidency at stake. Great point.
Oh, yeah, you got all these judges that are vying for, to being elected, and they affect so much of day-to-day life. What else we got? We got the
district attorney.
They setting the bar for everything. Like let you get in trouble or somebody you love get in trouble. Who gets in these positions is like life changing, so it's very important to pay attention. And I encourage everybody to go back to listen to your interviews with all these people who are running, because when you get in a booth like I used to do, I'll just look at the name. If it sound cool, I'll look at the little title underneath, be like, okay, they a public defender, I'm gonna vote for them. But it's not just that simple. You actually had conversations with people, so I guess it's like really getting educated about who's on the ballot and what they stand for too.
Yeah, and that can seem boring, or it can seem like a huge task.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons why we put it, it all together on the website in one place where you can just go to the election information station, tab. It's right on the landing page, and then they're all grouped up according to whatever office they are running for. So that way you can just go in and look. And there's still more on the way. If they're not up there yet, it's because they haven't come on the air yet. So. But we've had some great conversations with DA candidates.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got some folks on the phone. I want to go to Marcus calling us from L.A. Good morning, Marcus. Hi, Marcus.
Good morning, Dominique. Good morning. Good morning, Dominique. Good morning, Sherri Bell.
Good morning, Marcus.
How you ladies doing?
Good,
wonderful,
good.
Wonderful. I just want to give a shout out to both of you ladies, because Sherri Bell already knows she's been helping us out. Me personally and the brothers and the Carpenters for years. When we first started our task force meetings, our African American task force meetings, we held them right there at the Black Worker Center. So, man, it is really wonderful to just see your growth, you, Dominique, and you, Sherri Bell, over the years, and it's wonderful to be a part of it. And I just want to say to all the brothers listening out there, if you're not struggling, you're not growing. It's growth is not easy. Sorry about that. I just want to get that out the way. But I also want to just pose a question. We know the political climate in this country is really volatile now, and us as African American men and women, in Los Angeles, you know, I notice a lot of the younger generation not necessarily concerned so much. They do talk a lot of times about, you know, voting for Trump, and we know it's just rhetoric, but I mean, it hurts me sometimes to hear that. But what do we do as African Americans just to try and quell that, suppress that type of topic, that type of talk? Because, you know, when one person hears it, another person may hear it, and, you know, I just don't want it to keep repeating itself. I want to kind of come up with a solution where we can just have something general that we say that can just squash all that, because we know the difference between right and wrong. And, you know, are we going to really get serious and stand up for ourselves and our generations to come? You know, it's not really just about us. We got to think about our kids, because a lot of the people, you know, that I know have kids, and, you know, I want to leave a better political climate for my kids and my grandkids than, you know, what we got going on now. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. I mean, really what you're talking about, Marcus, is creating some talking points. Anti-Trump, anti-MAGA talking points that resonate with real people, not Democratic Party ones, regular people ones. And I think it's important for some of that to come from black men, right? Because that is the group that seems to be most swayed. What are your thoughts, Sherri?
Yeah, and what's up, Marcus? Shout out to you and all the great work you've been doing. But yeah, I think that if you want to know what Trump is really about, look at the people who support him. Look at those crazy people who stormed January 6th, all these racist people online who don't support critical race theory. Like they say, birds of a feather flock together. That's what Trump is about, like uplifting those people and those hateful narratives and the divisive nature of how they believe that Black people don't deserve a seat at the table. People of color don't deserve a seat at the table. Upholding white supremacy. Those are the majority of people who want to vote for Trump. So don't get it twisted, young Black folks who online and see him cracking a joke, Cricket Hillary, Sleepy Joe, think it's all fun and games. No, this man incites riots and riles up the KKK. So that's one of the reasons why you shouldn't vote for him.
That's a strong talking point right there. The other thing, I think, I was talking to some guys, black men, who were telling me that it's because they believe Trump will let more folks out of prison because he did execute the First Step Act. And, you know, even though he didn't start it, that started under the Obama administration, he had to be talked into it because he wasn't for it at first. He did get it across the finish line. And that's probably the only thing I can think of that he has done that I actually give him credit for. And so the narrative is, you know, that he'll do more of that. But I think that that's not the reality. I don't think that Trump has. So for me, the response to that is like, has he promised you more? First of all, he's a liar, so his promises aren't that good. But at least if he had promised you more, that would make more sense for you to follow him. And I think that's where you're getting some people, rappers and stuff, thinking, oh, Trump gonna let everybody out of jail. I don't think that's right. Because even while he let a few people out, a significant number of people who deserve to be out, he did not release any political prisoners, Black liberation fighters, and he executed, I can't remember, some huge number, somewhere between 5 and 12 people on the way out the door, most of those Black and Latino. He had a little killing by the state spree on the way out the door, which most people didn't even clock. That was happening at the same time as the First Step Act. He has said, he likes Duterte, right, from the Philippines, their dictator over there. And he has said that he wants to shoot drug dealers on sight.
See, that's crazy.
So how do you know what a drug dealer is? We know, so no trial, you know, no representation, shoot on sight. Who do you think is, oh, golly, I'm not even watching the clock. News, traffic, and sports right now. KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The police chief in Kansas City says the Super Bowl parade shooting started as a dispute between several people that ended in gunfire. Police Chief Stacey Graves said 2 of the shooters are juveniles. She added half of the 22 victims are under the age of 16. One person was killed as the gunfire broke out among a crowd of thousands during the parade. Funding is being approved for a memorial for a black man who was lynched in Virginia in 1902. Charles Craven was lynched by a mob after he was charged in connection to the murder of a Confederate veteran and a robbery. Craven was in the Leesburg jail awaiting trial when a mob of around 300 people gathered outside of the jail. The mob then stormed the jail and took Craven to a potter's field to lynch him. Several men were identified and charged from the lynching but never convicted. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Enjoy the rest of your Thursday night, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow afternoon. Drive safe. In Anaheim, a stall is blocking the carpool lane of the 91 East before Tustin Avenue with stop traffic coming from Highway 57. Irvine's 405 South at Jamboree Road has 2 right lanes blocked with an accident, causing heavy traffic flow in the area. Back in Downey, a stall continues to block the left lane of the 5 South before Paramount Boulevard. Stop traffic continues from the 510 Southern split over an hour and a half. And over in Hollywood, on the 101 South before Gower Street, left lane is currently blocked with an accident, and heavy traffic flow is coming from Ventura Boulevard.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
USC freshman Juju Watkins is now ranked among the top 5 women's college basketball players in the nation. ESPN.com ranks the Compton native 5th on their list. Watkins is the only freshman in the top 5. She has scored 30 or more points in 9 games this season. Tiger Woods teed off today in the Genesis Invitational at the Riviera Country Club in Pacific Palisades. This is Tiger's first competition since he withdrew from the Masters last year in April. Tiger started his career at the Genesis in 1992 when he was only 16. Today's Black History Month sports moment, 6 of the 8 people who have won basketball's Triple Crown are African American. These are folks who have won an NCAA championship, an NBA title, and an Olympic gold medal. The 6, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Bill Russell, Casey Jones, Quinn Buckner, and Anthony Davis. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
What's up, LA? This is John McKinney, your next district attorney. Voting is underway, and public safety is the top issue on the ballot. As a deputy district attorney for over 25 years, I know Los Angeles, and I know how to keep this community safe. And as an African American who lives and works in this community, I know the unique challenges we face. My promise to you is to ensure accountability, protect victims' rights, and give the underserved a voice. I'm John McKinney, and I ask for your vote for LA County District Attorney.
JP Morgan Chase is building on the investments in California to help close the racial wealth gap and build a more equitable future. Visit jpmorganchase.com/racial equity and get the tools to help reach your financial goals.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower for steamy Vicks Vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower use for adults only.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's Dominique DiPrima and Sherri Bell on this Friday.
All right, hello everybody. Now we're going to hear from Angela from LA. Hey, Angela.
Hey, Sherri, how you doing, sweetie? Hi, Dominique, how you doing?
Good. Welcome.
I haven't heard from you in a while. I miss you over there at the other one, but we ain't gonna go into that, Miss Dominique. But Sherri, you know who I am, Angela Johnson.
Oh yeah, Angela. A strong union woman out there, hammering away in the fields. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm still up here with LAX. Trying to get it done.
Okay, good to hear from you.
Yeah, what's on your mind this morning, Angela, other than the love, which we appreciate?
Well, I hear you guys talking back and forth about Mr. Donald Trump. I just pray that people don't be fooled by him. Please don't put this man back in office because we're going to be in trouble.
Yeah. Well,
I hope they just follow their right mind.
What are you most worried about happening if he is reelected, which it looks like there's a good chance he could be?
To be honest, I'm worried that he might get us into a lot of trouble where trying to make us be get us in trouble with Russia, China. I'm scared he might get us into a war.
Yeah, World War III.
That's what I'm scared of the most.
Yeah,
I'm scared of that for sure.
Yeah, the other thing, I just remembered with Sherri and Angela, two union folks here, is that, when he said he was going to Detroit to stand with the workers, he went to a non-union plant, and then he went back and he actually hired a plant and hired people to pretend that they were union workers and stand out there and rally with him. That's how anti-union he is, even though from what I understand, his support is growing within certain unions, particularly among white men.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, those are legit worries. This might sound extreme, but I worry that he's talked about it. Rescinding birthright citizenship. What does that mean? If the Trump administration follows through on a threat he made years ago, and which many conservatives in the party, especially the white supremacists, the blatant white supremacists, it means that you would not get citizenship just by being born here.
What?
So who do you think who is going to be targeted first for that? Who do you think most white supremacists would like to not be citizens? It's not the folks at the border. It's not those folks.
Got that right.
It's not the folks. It's those of us who are willing to, show up to a protest yelling Black Lives Matter or, raise the wage or whatever it is we're protesting for. It's black people. Black people would be the first ones under. Think about how he came into office, questioning Obama's citizenship.
Yep.
They could. It would be a heavy lift because I think it requires a constitutional change, but they could rescind birthright citizenship, which means you wouldn't automatically be a citizen just from being born here. So who would decide who's a citizen and who's not?
Talk about a talking point. That's something right there. Big. That's huge.
Yeah, I think it is. And it could happen. People thought abortion rights would not go away, and they gone. So it could happen. Angela, sorry, go ahead. You had something to say.
Yeah, I said it's sad, and people got to also worry about their pension, Medicare, and all that stuff when you retire. I got 4 more years before I retire. If the Lord say the same, I want all my money I worked hard for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a really good point too, because many of those protections come through unions, right? And if it's not a union job, it's because union workers got it that non-union workers end up getting it.
Yeah.
And we know which side I don't know why that's confusing. Donald Trump consistently says he won't cut Medicare because he knows it's not popular, or Social Security, but all the people around him are saying that. So I think that's a really good point, Angela.
Yep.
All right, ladies, I'm going to let y'all go. Y'all take it easy. Thanks for taking my call. I appreciate both of you guys. Much love. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Much love, and God bless you back. Going to Sharonda, calling us from Los Angeles. Is this Dr. Sunshine or a different? No, that's Shalonda. I'm tripping. Hi, Sharonda.
Good morning, Dominique. Hi, Shelly Dale, right?
Sherri.
I just want to.
But I called you Shalonda.
Sherri,
so
I'm so sorry.
She can be
I'm so
Shelly
sorry.
and Shalonda. Sharonda and Sherri.
I know.
Club Shay Shay up in here. Sorry, Sharonda. Go ahead.
That's okay. So first of all, I just want to say God bless Sahara Ali, because I know you said, oh, there's a great chance, by whatever, Trump might win. Trump ain't winning. And if he is win, it's just going to be blood in the streets. Like nobody's, the Democrats can be weak and you do the peaceful transfer of power to the same person who basically destroyed it. They can do it if they want to, but that's not going to stop people from an uprising. Trump is not getting back in, but Sahara Ali gives me the peace in my soul when she said, the enemy will be defeated. Don't y'all worry. That's why everything is coming out. Whatever she said, not those exact words. And she gave me so much peace in my soul because my grandmother says the same thing. So I don't want our people, of course we think about it, but I feel like, we should have that peace in our soul from my grandmother who's Southern born. And when she watched that mess on TV, it breaks her soul. They threw rocks at her. She went to school with no shoes. So God bless Sahara Ali, because sometimes the things she say just kind of warms my soul, and some things she say my grandmother says in other words. And also the black man who called in, who was like, he needs to get a message to our black people, our young people, because they're so silly and unaware and unengaged and just listen to blogs. So I feel like I'm on his page. We need to get a message out there to them because, these blogs, like the Shade Room, I say that's poison to the black community because they give half-truths. And they like Sherri Bell was saying, they post stuff where Trump is being funny and Joe Biden is looking stupid and slow and old. And that's not okay. They have the largest following for the black community on any social media site. They should be given all the details. I get the funny stuff. Nothing funny to me. But I'm just saying they should be given all the information. They need to be knowing, the details of this Fani Willis situation. It's basically a bunch of lies, and a lot of the feds and ex-prosecutors and people, they said this is more like an ethics, or some of the bar association should investigate for ethical stuff, but this should never, ever, that judge should have never, ever brought this, to a hearing. That he said this has nothing that would do anything that would affect the case, But yeah, I just want to say to that black man who called in, I forgot his
Marcus.
name, is that, Marcus, that I feel like these blogs, and Shade Room has the largest black following, and they are poison in our community. And I feel like they have such, a large, a following that if they told the truth, and Obama and Michelle and all these politicians want to get at the Shade Room when it's election season, when it's popular to do so. Black Votes Matters with Tasha Brown, they should be harassing the Shade Room to get this information about these voter suppression bills, about what the truth is on the ground. That's just what I agree with that black man. We need to get some type of large platform or harass the Shade Room or, those other ones. I don't follow any of that gossip or blogs, but I know the Shade Room is very popular, and I've, looked into them, and they have the largest black following on their social media
owns
site.
that site. Yeah, you know what? Great points. I also think we cannot, a big platform is great, but most of the big platforms are owned by billionaires, multimillionaires, many of whom have a conservative agenda. So the whole thing about, liberal media is based mostly a lie. So then we can't underestimate the importance of those barbershop, hair salon, family dinner, church conversations, because we're going to have to use the hood grapevine. The hood grapevine, even with social media, is still alive and well, and posting on our own socials, and being that little the small X. If you are the small, if you're the big tree, we are the small axe, like Bob Marley said. Chop in to cut you down.
Yeah. No, yeah, you make great points. And yeah, I definitely agree with both of you. And like the online platforms can be very how can I say, influential. But yeah, but the people power, the power of the people, when we fight, we win. And we have to do our part to shut down those, have those counter narratives, like you were saying. And I do like what you said about the enemy shall be defeated. Just going in to every situation with a sense of confidence and calmness could help one from going crazy and feeling so grim about all the stuff we see in the day to day. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. Quishawn Hunt says, listen to me, Dominique, we have birthrights because we are the true Americans. I agree with you. We are the true Americans, and we currently do have birthright, but it is possible, and conservative Republicans, particularly the Proud Boys wing of the Republican Party, which is most of it right now, they have talked about repealing birthright citizenship. That means they would create their own criteria about what makes you a citizen. Okay. And and trust and believe they'll find a way to skew it away from black people. So I'm not saying you're wrong, Quishan, but I do think, we have to imagine how far this evil white supremacist strain of the Republican Party would go.
Yeah. Yeah, and I agree. Like, that's it's like we're like how they would excuse themselves from this whole narrative about birthright, because we came over here together at the same time, both of us, slaves and the white settlers. So I wonder how they're going to try to make that new thing, if that new, how can I say, a birthright right. apply to us and not to them. But then again, you got to remember, these are the same people who move the goalposts back every time you get close. So like they create things like you got to take a reading test if you want to vote, or you got creating all these weird
exactly
cheating
poll
rules.
taxes and all that kind of stuff. Well, Ben Frank says both candidates are flawed, and I think that's right. And he says I pick no poisons, and I think that's right. I don't pick no poisons. Lesser of two evils. Blah 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 blah. But there's some pragmatism, right? So if one party is going to repeal the child tax credit and the other one is going to continue it, that's not poison. I'm feeding 4 million American children, many of those black, because we know who's below the poverty line. You know what I mean? And I think, as Ralph Nader said on Tavis's show yesterday, it's true that both of them are similar when it comes to foreign policy. You talk about Republicans and Democrats. They're both, but when you talk about domestic policy, there's a clear difference in terms of benefits, in terms of, and I'm not talking about Joe welfare, but that too. I'm talking about things like funding for education. I'm talking about building green infrastructure, increasing union jobs, some type of equity. I'm talking about forgiveness of student loans. Those are real, tangible differences. That's not poison. You live in America, so you're dealing with some poison. I mean, I love my country, but we are in the era of hyper predatory capitalism.
Yeah, and it's like which candidate platform is going to have things that's going to impact your day-to-day life. In the short term and the long term. I mean, yeah, both of them are flawed, and it's a shame that these are the only two people in the whole United States that we have to vote for. But like you said, the practicality of what they're likely to implement and how that's going to impact you and your family.
Right. What's the net result for your community? 800-920-1580. You're welcome to jump on. Agree, disagree. Always love, always respect. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
Say the quiet part out loud. KBLA Talk 1580.
LADWP is proud to partner with KBLA to share with you how to start the new year without bill worries. We're here to help if you're behind on your bill or need help staying current. Sign up anytime online for Level Pay to set predictable monthly payments throughout the year, including for past due amounts. You can also check out the special extended pay arrangements of up to 48 months to help pay down your bill. If you're a senior or income qualified, you may be eligible for Easy Save to receive discounts and also qualify for free and discounted energy and water saving devices. You can get up to $15,000 for past due water and or sewer bills and up to $3,000 for electric bills. But you gotta act fast. Funding is limited. You can reduce your past due bills and kick off the year right, because here at LADWP, we're here to help. Visit ladwp.com/cares today and find out more.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment through the arts. Tia Chucha Central Cultural is on a mission to transform community in the Northeast San Fernando Valley and beyond through ancestral knowledge, the arts, literacy, and creative engagement. The Northeast San Fernando Valley has a population of about 500,000, the size of the city of Oakland, yet it has no bookstores, art galleries, or full-fledged cultural spaces until Tia Chucha's opened its doors in 2001. Founded by renowned poet and activist Luis Rodriguez, Tia Chucha's Cultural Center provides a year-round free or low-cost arts and literacy bilingual intergenerational programming in mural painting, music, dance, writing, visual arts, events, healing art sessions, and healing talking circles. Activities also include Mexica, Aztec dance, indigenous cosmology, philosophy, and 2 weekly open mic nights, one in Spanish, the other in English. In addition, they host author readings, film screenings, and art exhibits. To express yourself, heal yourself, attend an event, or volunteer, please visit www.tiachucha.org. That's TIACHUCHA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate meets a scholarly match.
KBLA Talk 1580. Me and Sherri be getting all into it. We having a real conference in between takes. We're over here solving the world's problems. Lucky for y'all. 800-920-1580 is the number.
Oh my God. I'm so happy to hear from you, Molly Bell. What's going on? Happy Friday to you. It's like an honor to hear from you today.
Reparations in memory of our ancestors, and God bless morning to KBLA delegation family, you, Sherri Bell. People ask me all the time, are you any kin to her? And I know we kin folks. We got to be kin folks because both of us are black. So right there I know we can. Right off the top. And I just want to say quickly, I was on my transportation on my way to the hospital yesterday, and I had you guys on, and then I was turning to MSNBC and listening. Fani Willis is going to kick butt. She's going to win this. She has right, and she has God, and she have our ancestors. I had a bank, a safe in my house always. Never had a whole bunch of money, but I had my little saving bonds from the post office and stuff in there. People, my friends who know I kept one, now I keep, a little change under the mattress. If you come over, you're not going to find that much like I did before. But that's the way I always had cash on me. I pay with cash. I pay with check. I'm not on none of those bank things or anything because they're doing stuff, and we're going to have to make sure that we do it right. So Fani Willis is going to do it, and I just want to remind everyone, this is what Dr. Karinga had said one time, and I wrote it down. I write a lot.
Only
of
you
stuff
can
down.
get away with quoting Karinga on my show, Molly Bell, but go for it.
I know that, but and then I want you to answer. But when I'm off the air, you got a press badge, so now you got to have everybody on your show as a press person. He said, and I'm just saying, we as a people must vote and vote for the best condition that we will be in after the election. That's what we have to vote for. Will we be better off if Trump wins and dictatorship take over, or if democracy wins and Biden take over? He didn't say that. I'm adding all that. And if Kamala Harris, because the real thing they're afraid of is Kamala Harris. They're afraid that if Biden wins and everybody says he's too old, then he's going to resign. And who will become president? The first black woman, African-American president. We have to look beyond this little bit of stuff that I say. And Sherri Bell, I just love you. And Dominique, tell people about your press badge. I saw it on one of those Facebook things because you are a real press person. I mean, not to say that you weren't, but now you are for real. All you prayer warriors out there, you know what we've got to do. We've got to keep fasting and praying because the struggle continues, and always to God be the glory. Yo, Marcus.
Thank you, Molly Bell. I agree. It's always an honor to hear from you, the birthday month girl, because her birthday is February, and this is Audre Lorde's birthday this weekend. Who knew Audre Lorde and Dr. Dre had the same birthday? There's a lot going on in February.
Wow.
But yeah, Molly Bell, there's different opinions on Fani Willis. Molly Bell is saying Fani is kicking butt and taking no prisoners. And I love that. I love that I'm seeing on social media a lot of black men supporting her, saying go Fani. But I've talked to some attorneys that are not as impressed, and like she shouldn't be giving so much information. She she should be like more low key, not falling into the stereotype of the angry black woman, et cetera, et cetera. I love to see her clap back, but I hope that it doesn't come back to bite her.
Oh, yeah, they're going to be after her. Yeah, she has to. I mean, she seemed like she got the chops, but we know when the government wants to take somebody down and destroy them.
Right, and in this case, it's not just government. I mean, you're talking about these white supremacists, conservative, not just the MAGA folks, the white supremacist folks, whatever enemies she might have there. And there is a part of me that wishes she would have just stepped down the second this would have unfolded. Not because I don't have love and respect for Fani Willis, and she is a California girl, but because it's giving Trump a pass. Some kind of way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at, and then I was thinking too, man, like, ever since he's been out of office, he got all these indictments, all these Senate hearings, all these court cases, and this man he's not convicted of nothing. So it's like, who's to say if Fani Willis didn't get in this predicament that it actually would have resulted in Trump being convicted? I mean, you might say it was a strong case, but we don't know what would have happened. I just feel like he just keeps getting away with all kind of stuff. So until I see a conviction, then I'll see if this would have really made a difference, because I don't see how the case brought against him will be invalid. The evidence should not be, how can I say, disrupted. And even if she gets off the case, somebody else could still.
But here's the thing: she's been working on it for 3 years. If and a lot of legal experts are saying they won't pull her off, but if they disqualify her and her boyfriend, her ex or whatever, a judge could disqualify her whole team. Now you've got 3 years of work. And whoever comes on is starting fresh. They don't have all the information. They don't know the strategy. It's a huge setback. Even if eventually he is convicted from that, it could take another 3-4 years. It could, he could be president by then. So now, can they even pursue it? I don't know. There's more to it than just, her, even though right now it's all about her.
All about her.
Well, Sherri, time flies when you're on the radio. What do you got for us? What do you want to leave us with? You got anything going on? Maybe you can sneak in with me to the screening tonight.
Oh, man, that'd be
film
great.
About my dad.
I know, right?
My +1.
Man, seriously. Yeah, I don't really got nothing but just to say that we got an extra day in Black History Month this year. So
that's true.
So, people should feel empowered and optimistic.
That leap year love. That's a great point, right? Right. And also tell folks how to follow you since the Sherri Bell fan club is out today. I love that.
I appreciate y'all, KBLA listeners. You can follow me on Instagram at Sherri De La Ghetto. I try to post content that is funny and makes you think about certain things, so appreciate that.
Sherri De La Ghetto. You can find me at DiPrima Radio, DiPrima, and then radio. And of course, KBLA 1580 is on all platforms, including YouTube. We thank you for following us, liking us, subscribing to us, and getting the doggone app on your phone, which helps make us stronger. Sherri Bell, thank you so much for coming in. Happy President's Day.
Woo, woo.
And see you soon.
All right.
And we have Freedman Fridays next. We're talking reparations, a comprehensive conversation on reparations next on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says schools in his state are taking too many books off the shelves. DeSantis insisted Thursday that books were not being banned in Florida and that parents in the state were simply empowered to object to obscene material in the classroom. He added, however, that some had abused the process and were objecting to the Bible and books about Johnny Appleseed. This next story comes out of Texas, where the Austin Police Department is showing love to its black officers. In a social media post, APD recognized its officers of color and highlighted some of their talents. Officials pointed out that black officers play a crucial role in the Austin community. Black History Month continues through the end of February. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
This